Moments you would never believe happened on paternity court.
I just found out that Mr. Vils might be my biological brother and I'm pregnant.
There were other men
That's a lie.
that she had been sleeping with. Seven
That's a lie.
total to be.
Seven with 8 people my entire life, baby. Why don't you state some facts?
5 years in prison. And then I say, do you know who your son's father is? And you say, yes, I'm still in touch with him. That is a really huge pill to swallow.
Miss MacArthur brought her boyfriend to a family reunion, seeking a second opinion. But the event took a wild turn. The family dropped a bombshell. Her boyfriend might be her blood brother. The revelation added an unexpected and dramatic layer to the gathering, leaving everyone astonished.
My mom and my other aunts was there and they was looking at me funny in the face. She pulled me to the side. She was like, I'm not gonna look at you funny in the face. That might be your brother, and whatever y'all got going on, y'all need to cut it out until you find out.
You said they were looking at you funny in your face, meaning you knew as soon as you walked in, they were giving you a
something
side
wasn't
eye.
right.
Something wasn't right.
Hold on to your hats, folks. The craziness doesn't stop there. Brace yourselves for this twist. Miss MacArthur is expecting a baby with Mr. Vils. Yeah, you heard it correctly. An unexpected and awkward situation that no one saw coming.
Dating a young man and finding out that possibly be my brother. Is your emotion because you're hurt? Do you feel fearful? Are you scared?
I feel all of it.
What is it?
I feel disgusted. I feel scared. I feel angry.
Curious about the details? Well, according to the defendant, a chance encounter with some cousins at the family reunion triggered an unexpected realization, setting off alarms in his mind. It's a situation he certainly wasn't expecting.
I've met him like, you know what I'm saying, like once or twice in my life. I'm shocked, so.
Because I didn't know that he knew any of the family members. I was thinking that he probably met them through our friend that we have in common.
And so, wait a minute, Mr. Vils, you never knew your father.
Last time I seen my father, I was around 4 years old.
Intriguingly, both the plaintiff and the defendant acknowledged their father's fast-paced lifestyle, speculating that he might have been traversing states, fathering children with different women. Their identical testimonies about the elusive Big Daddy only deepen the uncertainty.
My mother and my father was married. He was always there with me and my brothers, except for when he was on the road because he was a truck driver.
When I was younger, I actually felt like I would run into some type of situation like this because I know my father just was always, you know what I'm saying, a reckless man, honestly, you know what I'm saying? He was driving trucks.
Adding the cherry on top, Miss MacArthur testified about a picture mystery she stumbled upon. Everything became eerily apparent. There was a striking resemblance between Mr. Veal and Miss MacArthur's father, unveiling a compelling piece of evidence.
Mr. Veal's mom
Sent it, I guess.
sent that picture to your aunt, the picture when he was a little boy.
Yeah, from my
To
dad.
your aunt.
And she had it in the book the whole time, but I never knew they called him Jay. I didn't know it was Jeremiah.
Did they say this little boy was your father's child or might be?
It might be like a possibility.
Ever heard someone say, "Feels like I've known you almost all my life"? This might be exactly what they meant. With both the plaintiff and the defendant admitting they'd never met before, DNA results are the key to unraveling this mysterious connection.
You are not brother and sister.
That's what you feel me? Still like some weight off my shoulder.
It took all on me.
Oh, what a relief. Mr. Veal, there's a thumbs up for you. Time to start planning that wedding, huh? This entire thing could have been one big disaster if things didn't favor you both right. However, this might be one of the most unbelievable moments.
Feel free to stand over with your girlfriend. I'm very happy for you both. How do you feel?
Relieved.
All sorts of unbelievable events happen on paternity court. But fasten your seatbelts for this one, folks. The Sowers couple was against Miss Roten, who claimed that Mr. Sowers had fathered her 5-month-old son. Well, you don't get to watch a wife against the mistress every day.
And Adam have been married for 14 years. She has tried to destroy my marriage. She's tried to put this baby off on Adam, saying it's his baby. She's tried to file child support papers, which I have right here.
That you asked for.
You know, the strange thing about it is in Horry County.
Oh boy, the tension in this case was so thick that we can cut it with scissors. According to Miss Roten, our Mr. Potential Daddy sweet-talked her into a casual thing. But wait, how did Miss Sowers find out about this? Because honestly, isn't that unusual? She's on her husband's side.
I had a friend up the road that says, your husband is at a girl named Chrissy's house. And I'm like, where is that? And she gave me the location and his car was there.
So that gives you the right to come in my front door?
Well, I knocked on the door,
You did
they
not?
didn't answer. And I walked in, and the first time I called them, they were on the couch. And I pulled Adam out.
What? Miss Sowers did catch them on the couch mid-action, and yet she decides to go against the mistress. I wonder which magic spell from Harry Potter Mr. Sowers has worked on Miss Sowers. But wait, Miss Roten has a few more confessions to make.
At this point, did you know he was married?
No.
Yes.
So your mutual friend just basically comes and says,
He didn't
hey,
tell me that.
He never tells you this guy's married.
No.
Then how often would he come over after that?
Every day.
How can Miss Sowers turn a blind eye to all of this? Listen up, or wake up! Your husband has been cheating on you, Miss Sowers. However, she also explains about the erratic behavior of her husband, and Miss Roten helps her connect the dots.
He was missing all night.
He would go, he'd leave at certain times of night, and I'd wake up and he wasn't there.
Show up at my house 3 o'clock in the morning.
So,
Yeah,
he
I
would
did.
show up at your house at 3 a.m.
Oh yeah, all times of night. Just come in and get in bed with me. You see why? Look at her.
Sounds like
Let's
an
be
ordeal.
respectful.
When questioned about it, Mr. Sowers revealed that his marital relationship was facing significant challenges. On the contrary, according to Miss Roten, he expressed enthusiasm about her pregnancy. Allow me to remind you, sir, that you are not a bachelor. But wait, how did Miss Sowers find out about the pregnancy?
I drove up, tried to find him. There was his car at her house, and I opened the door, and he's on one side of the bed, she's on the other, but he's dressed. I'm looking at her, she's in a little tank top. I'm like, are you pregnant? She's like, yes, I'm pregnant,
That's
and
not how it
that's
happened.
Adam's child. And I said, is that
That's
true,
not
Adam?
how it happened.
Now, let's delve into the heart of the matter. Do you want to understand why Miss Sowers is siding with her husband? When she confronted him about the mistress's pregnancy and the possibility of the child being his response was nothing short of a denial. He expressed uncertainty, saying, "I'm not sure." Just wow.
He didn't deny, and he didn't, either way, because there were other men involved in this
That's a
situation.
lie.
There were other men
That's a lie.
that she had been sleeping with. 7
That's a lie.
total to be.
7.
With 8 people my entire life, baby. Why don't you state some facts?
Oh man. Miss Sowers, you did sound confident here on this one, but this paternity question can only be solved with evidence. And you know who has it here? That's right, Judge Lauren Lake. So, here are the much-awaited DNA results.
Mr. Sowers, you are the father.
Thank you. Have a nice life. What? Nobody's sleeping around, baby. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That is your little boy.
It sure is.
And the poll was incorrect.
Adam will.
Yep.
All right, paternity peeps, we meet Mr. Mansour, who claims he spent 5 years behind bars for not coughing up child support for Miss Sear's son, Dylan. And guess what? No one even proved he's the biological daddy. What?
12 hours of my life cost me 5 years in the Department of Corrections. She was best friends with my aunt. We all lived in the same little community. She lived across the street. I knew of her. I knew her. I've spoken to her. But as far as intimacy, we was together one time. And I hate to be crude, but it was a one-night stand.
Mr. Mansour spills the tea about his one-night stand with Miss Sear. But surprise, surprise, she's not buying it. Fast forward to court, Mr. Mansour misses the memo, doesn't show up, and boom! He's named the dad by default. Classic.
So how did you get arrested?
That came 3 years later after I still didn't pay child support, still unable to pay. I still had doubt. I've never, to this day, thank God for your show, or I'd never know for sure whether or not I was the natural father. Never.
If you would have showed up for court, you would have known.
I couldn't show up for court.
Why?
There's a lot of people. 'Cause
I got there.
Well, you live in the same town.
The dude's still doubting the whole fatherhood gig, questioning if he's the real deal. And here's the kicker. He claims he never saw any proof that Dylan is his spawn. There might be an interesting twist to all this when Miss Sear presented the court with some evidence.
I hadn't met him until he's like 15 years after I initiated contact for my son, Chris.
Now, are you convinced he is the father?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because I have had a DNA test done, and I have the results right here. Would you like a copy of it?
She's worked for the lab pretty much for the last 20 years. I'd
Hold on.
question the validity of the results. I mean, she'd get those anyway.
Hold on 1 second.
All right, so the lady has been working at the DNA testing lab, and according to Mr. Manser, the test results might have been forged. Well, there's only one way to find out. How about we let Judge Lake do some investigation?
I do see that for alleged father, it's entirely blank.
That's right.
Meaning
Imagine that.
there is no social security number.
That's right.
There is no address.
She forgot to put that part in there.
There is no information about you. It's all blank. There's no picture of you. There's no photograph.
She didn't have that information. That's right. Exactly.
Talk about calling it unbelievable, Miss Sear. Your entire claim about the lab results being legit now sounds kinda shady, we must say. But wait, our emotions might run high when everything comes to this.
We do, however, see a lab record of a collection taken on May the 1st, 1995, which they claim was you.
The date in May when they put on there underneath the ascension number, that is when they pulled the sample out of the freezer.
I see the laboratory results.
Emotions run high as Mr. Manser's son, Chris, steps in, dropping truth bombs about their father-son bromance. But wait for it, Dylan, the supposed love child, just got left alone. And how about after all this, we just clear the doubt for everyone? So here, Judge Lake reading out the test results.
Mr. Manser, you are not
Oh, God.
his father.
Oh, man. Dylan, I'm sorry, bro. This is why. I did what I did.
But this is
and acted-
nothing I made up. The lab did
You
it.
made it all up. You
No,
made
I
those-
did not.
Well, those results
I
apparently
don't
are
know
made
any
up.
of those people on that form.
Oh, my God.
But soon after the results were revealed, there was another plot twist that had been waiting for everyone in the shadows. While Mr. Manser was understandably furious, Miss Sear drops another bomb. And you just won't believe what she has to say.
Miss Sear, do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
You know who his father is?
Yes, I talk to him still. Get away from my son.
He apologized.
And under another breath, he's calling me a liar.
Here's another moment you wouldn't believe. The latest scoop is quite the roller coaster. Reality TV star Kalia Woodbury was on a mission to secure the Ultimate Paternity Award. Not for the mystery man, but for her fiancé. Tabloids, you're in for a treat.
I know 110% that Daquan is the father of my child. I don't sleep with no one. I don't look at nobody. I don't have feelings for no one else but this man. There's always gonna be people in his ear no matter where we go, just because I do have that reality star TV persona. It could be not even denying our son or anything.
It's the classic superstar dilemma, isn't it? Rumors falling like confetti on their parade. Mr. Cage, the pint-sized champion, spilled his heart out in court, achieving a world record for embracing coziness at the speed of light.
Some of her co-stars, they were just like, hey, listen, don't trust Kaylee, she's out there. And I say birds of a feather flock together. So it was just like, oh, if you're hanging out with them, you must be doing
So were you out there, Miss Woodbury? Tell the truth. What was going on?
Then I wasn't sleeping around. I was having fun.
In case you thought that was too much, brace yourself. Mr. Cage, the Sherlock of Celebville, has cracked the superstar code and even obtained a crystal ball for her playbook. Let's hit warp speed and zoom into this baby bump saga. You knew we were headed here.
When does the doubt just set in and you go, is this my baby?
So the doubt started kicking in.
3 months in.
Yeah, around 3 months in. There was a artist. He scarily resembles me. Like, it's kind of weird. We resemble each other and everyone thinks so as well. Pretty much, they talked all the time.
The baby daddy wasn't comfortable with the plaintiff spending time with another guy, and the entire situation screamed doubt. It's like a puzzle piece falling into place, right? The defendant had a significant question mark looming over his head.
You were saying all the right things, but you were feeling something different.
Of course.
You really weren't living your best life. You was living your best lie.
Yeah.
Right? And Miss Woodbury, what it seems like to me is this public persona was affecting your relationship.
Very much so.
Get ready for the spectacle. Doubt is in the driver's seat, and guess who's riding shotgun? Judge Lake with a PhD in raising eyebrows. This TV star is in for an eyebrow-raising lesson, folks. It's time to take note.
When you start singing a song about, and see, says he's got dimples and he's got dimples. He's got an eye and he's got an eye. Right? He likes eggs and he likes eggs. Like that, when that song starts to play, what it tells me is there is doubt.
Here's a twist that even roller coasters envy. A not-so-famous ex-boyfriend had a who's your daddy moment, insisting the mini-human resembles another guy. The baby mama, like a boss, turned into a professional denier, shutting down that theory with finesse.
I feel like there's certain features.
Where?
I feel like
Where?
features.
He looks, okay, one, he's so much darker than you.
It don't matter, you're...
No,
Like...
just no. He looks...
I don't have to say it.
110% nothing like the other man. The other man looks nothing like him.
After plenty of he said, she said, our court queen, Judge Lake, steps in for the grand reveal. The anticipation was palpable. The DNA showdown unfolded with what felt like a closure sticker, or at least something along those lines.
Mr. Cage, you are the father.
Thank you.
I can see how relieved you are.
Yeah.
How does it feel to just finally know?
I can just marry her and finish where we left off, because that was my goal when I met her.